The Milwaukee Bucks are not playing around, guys. As all of you probably already heard, Bucks executive Jon Horst just traded for Jrue Holiday and Bogdanovich, which has sent shockwaves throughout the NBA. This sends a huge message to Giannis Antetokounmpo and the rest of the league that under no circumstances will they allow Giannis to slip through their fingers. I understand that some feel this is a risky trade considering the Bucks gave up a ton of draft picks, but it is also incredibly rare to be able to draft a generational all-time great talent like Giannis, which makes this trade absolutely worth the risk. In this video, we will go over how Jrue Holiday and Bogdanovich will impact the Bucks and their championship aspirations the next few years, and what these moves mean for Giannis' future with the Bucks. We will also discuss if these moves will actually result in the Bucks winning their first championship in 50 years when they last had their generational star in Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. But before we get into it, if you enjoyed this video, subscribe, hit the like button, and remember to turn on the bell notification so I can keep getting new content out to you. Also, feel free to leave your thoughts, trade grades, and predictions in the comments section. As many of you know, I do respond to most people the first week or so that the video is up. So let's jump right in, guys. Giannis Antetokounmpo is at his best when surrounded by shooting. And even though the Bucks ranked 4th in the league in both three-point attempts and makes last season, they were only 18th in the league in three-point percentage. And yet, they still managed to finish the season with the best record in the NBA. Imagine what they will be capable of next season after addressing one of their biggest needs in shooting, and by adding more offensive firepower, as well as doubling down on their elite defense by adding Holiday and Bogdanovich. I don't think I'm alone in being completely shocked that Jon Horst pulled off trading for Jrue Holiday, and that he was willing to give up as much as he did. The Bucks gave up Eric Bledsoe, George Hill, 3 future first-round picks, as well as 2 pick swaps. That is a massive haul for the Pelicans, but it was a necessary move for the Bucks because they will get a terrific two-way player in Jrue Holiday and solidify Giannis' future with the Bucks. Holiday is highly respected by his peers in the league, and his offensive abilities coupled with his defensive dominance and leadership gives Giannis arguably his true number 2 option, depending on if you view Middleton as better suited as a 3rd option on a contender. Holiday really does bring it night in and night out. Not only can he be tasked with being a lead ball handler, but he also guards the opposing team's best perimeter player. Jrue Holiday ranked 18th amongst all guards in scoring last year, but not a single one of those players ahead of him even touched Holiday's production on the defensive side, with maybe the exception of Kyle Lowry. He is also super flexible as he can switch from being a lead ball handler to playing off ball seamlessly, and can get the team out of a jam when they get cold offensively, which the Bucks most definitely need. Jrue Holiday is also loved by all his teammates and has a reputation of being a great locker room presence and leader. He is the perfect teammate for Giannis. As if this wasn't enough to excite all Bucks fans, Jon Horst committed to a sign-and-trade to bring in Bogdanovich in exchange for Donte DiVincenzo, DJ Wilson, and Ersan Ilyasova. DiVincenzo and Wilson were solid prospects, but they will never be as good as Bogdanovich. The Kings could have matched any offer for him, but instead got fleeced by Jon Horst. Bogdanovich is going to be huge for the Bucks. He could very well be the player that takes them over the top. Bogey is a versatile offensive multi-positional player built for today's modern NBA. He's improved every single year that he's been in the league and has proved himself to be a versatile, reliable, and overall very good all-around player. The guy can shoot from downtown as he knocked down 37.2% of his shots from 3 and 40.7% on catch-and-shoot 3s. Bogdanovich is also great moving without the ball, coming off screens, pushing the ball, can create his own shot and create for others. He's also unafraid to take big shots down the stretch of games. Bogey rarely turns the ball over and is an overall low-maintenance type of player that can fit multiple type of roles and is considered a team-first guy. In the bubble in Orlando, he stepped his game up big time as he averaged 19.6 points, 4.5 rebounds, 4.8 assists, and 1.3 steals, while shooting 44.3% from behind the arc. He will provide the Bucks with a ton of options next season and will be a massive difference maker. I am confident that Giannis is impressed by this franchise's recent moves. He needed them to prove to him that they are committed to winning, which, to be honest with you, wasn't clear after they traded away Malcolm Brogdon. Their commitment now is crystal clear. I know this is disappointing for the Miami Heat, the Toronto Raptors, and the Dallas Mavericks who are hoping to poach Giannis, but the Greek Freak will be staying with the Bucks for the foreseeable future. This is clearly the best team he has ever been a part of, and it's built perfectly to bring out the most out of his game. I mean, take a look at the starting lineup. That right there will be a scary team for years to come. The one thing I'd be nervous about is depth. If the Bucks can target vets and convince them to come to their team on affordable contracts, it would be ideal. I think bringing in a guy like Harry Giles off the bench, for example, can be effective. Bringing back Wesley Matthews, signing guys like Langston Galloway or Dario Saric to add shooting in free agency would bode well for the Bucks. They are also affordable and gettable players that they can acquire on affordable contracts. Brook Lopez is still super productive as a floor spacer and can post up when called upon, in addition to being incredibly important to the Bucks' #1 ranked defense last season. And Chris Middleton will be the perfect third star next to Giannis and Jrue Holiday. I think you could even make a legitimate argument that Middleton is actually perfectly suited to be the second best player on a championship team under the right circumstances. But I do feel he's a bit more comfortable as that third star. While he may not be a prolific scorer, he is highly productive on the offensive side of the ball. In only 29.9 minutes per game, he managed to average 20.9 points, 4.4 assists, and 6.2 rebounds on incredible efficiency, just missing out on 50-40-90 splits by 0.03 decimal points. Middleton also plays both ends of the court, as he is quick and strong enough of a defender to cover a variety of players. He can switch onto bigger forwards, all the while being able to run around after smaller guards. That versatility is incredibly valuable in the modern NBA. Middleton is also super durable, considering he rarely misses games. And even though he was rewarded with his second straight All-Star appearance, I feel he deserved an All-NBA third-team selection this past year, which he narrowly missed out on. Chris Middleton remains criminally underrated. I'll go as far as saying he's actually the most underrated player in the NBA. Now, I would like to see the Bucks extend Jrue Holiday to a long-term deal, considering he only has 1 year left on his contract before being able to opt out at the end of next year. This way, they can really secure the future for this franchise. Jon Horst has made some seriously impressive and bold moves by bringing these guys in. This was an incredibly critical point for the Bucks, who had their backs against the wall, and Jon Horst may have just saved the franchise from the worst-case scenario of Giannis leaving next offseason. I gotta say, next season is shaping up to be one of the best in recent memory, as we will likely witness parity like we haven't seen in quite some time. And I think the Bucks will be favorites next year. There will be a handful of contenders out there, but after seeing the moves the Bucks have just made, I'd be tempted to put my money on them winning the championship next season if they manage to stay healthy. What do you guys think? How would you grade these trades? Do you think this is the best team Giannis has ever had around him? Let me know your thoughts down below, and once again, if you enjoyed this video, subscribe and hit the like button. Thanks so much for watching. Till the next one, guys, I'm out.